The Himalayas are known around the world for their towering peaks, vast wilderness, and breathtaking beauty. But beyond these famous summits lie countless remote villages, hidden far from the modern world. One such place, deep in the Indian Himalayas, is known locally as the last village of India. A name that instantly sparked something inside of me. Isolated, rugged, and sitting right near the Tibetan-Chinese border, it felt like the kind of place few ever get to see. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tristan, a 27-year-old adventurer. Mountains have always drawn me in, and I'm obsessed with chasing hidden gems and exploring the world's most remote corners. So when I first heard about this village, there was no question. I had to take the long and treacherous journey to see it for myself. But there's a catch. I'm doing this in winter, where temperatures can plunge to minus 20 degrees, and the landscape is covered in snow. Not only am I heading to this remote village, but I'll be visiting countless others along the way, including one that's often regarded as India's most beautiful village. So, sit back, relax, and join me on this epic adventure through the heart of the Himalayas. Good morning everyone, and welcome to Shimla. This place is kind of like the gateway for me into the Himalayas. I can see them the first time I've ever seen the Himalayas in my life. In the distance, it's a beautiful clear day. I arrived here yesterday from Delhi on a long bus, and I got another 9.5-hour bus into the mountains to another small village today. It's just phenomenally beautiful here in the Indian mountains, and it's just exactly almost what I expected, you know, just picturesque mountains with these beautiful villages behind me, you know. Really awesome. I set off through the streets of Shimla, making my way to the ISBT station at the edge of town. As I stood watching the rugged Indian buses preparing for their long journey into the mountains, the excitement really started to build. These weren't the most luxurious rides, but the best adventures rarely come with comfort. This journey, though quick to watch and incredibly beautiful, took over 10 hours, winding deep into the Indian Himalayas and arriving well after dark. So after another long 9.5-hour bus ride, I finally arrived in Rikongpiao and checked into my homestay. Really lovely, warm, cozy place run by this family. I'm the only guest staying here, so they've invited me for dinner tonight. I'm gonna eat some food with them and then hit the sack. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning all, and welcome to Rikongpiao. I arrived here so late last night. It was completely dark, but waking up and seeing just 360 views of the Himalayas is one of the most incredible things I've ever experienced. I literally can't stop smiling. Since I woke up, I've been looking out the window, and then I came out here. It's just incredibly beautiful. I mean, this village and this town is so picturesque. I mean, there's all these dotted houses all the way along up the mountains, and there's this beautiful music playing from down the valley. So magical. I mean, I've dreamed of coming to the Himalayas for my whole life basically, and I'm finally here, and I'm finally in this beautiful moment. And even just saying that, I get goosebumps a little bit. The guest owner suggested I spend another night in a village even higher in the mountains. That was all the convincing I needed, so I packed up and hopped on a local bus, just 10 rupees for a ride further into the mountains. So I've taken a local bus up to another small village higher in the mountains called Kalpa, and it's very beautiful. It's got this monastery on the edge of the mountain, and the whole place is covered in snow. It's just so picturesque, so beautiful. And it's a really awesome feeling up here. The view of Kalpa was incredible, and the streets were so quiet, untouched by the rush of modern world. And as I wandered through the narrow alleys,
I got a chance to explore the village monastery.
This place has such a peaceful atmosphere to it. I mean, it's nestled really high up in this mountain village, and it's really quiet right now. So peaceful, just the wind blowing, and you can really see how places like this are so spiritual. You know, I mean, how could you not be when you're in the presence of these amazing mountains in such a beautiful place? You know, it really feels special to be here and to be seeing this place and exploring it. I'm truly grateful. Okay, so I managed to find a really nice guest house up here in Kalpa. It's got a massive window and an awesome view over the mountains. Really nice. They were so friendly and let me check in early. So it's only like 11 in the morning maybe. And I'm just gonna chill here, look at the beautiful mountain views and just relax.
I spent the rest of the morning sipping on hot masala chai as the mountains glowed in the sun. I felt completely at peace, but before long, that restless urge to explore kicked in. I'd heard rumors of a beautiful viewpoint further up in the mountains, so I set off on a small hike to see it for myself.
This place is a bit like a winter wonderland right now. There's just snow everywhere, and all these dead trees combined with the snow and the bricks along here just make it so beautiful. It's about a 40-minute walk. Hopefully the views from there will be really cool, worth the walk up through all this wet and mucky snow. I've just turned the corner to this massive valley beneath me, and the wind coming up it is just immense. The trees behind me are blowing, and my hat just blew off. I don't know if you can see. It landed in a puddle, so it's got mud on it now. So windy coming through this place. Incredible. And here's the path that I'm following. I'll tell you one thing, these roads in the Himalayas are not for the faint of heart. This edge of the road is just almost a straight drop, maybe about 1,000 meters down the side of a mountain. And it is pretty scary when you're in the bus going along, to be honest. But I feel really comfortable walking here. And as cars are coming past me, I'm kind of looking at them like, good luck, you know. It's a pretty scary road, so big up to the drivers here. You know, they're very brave.
After exploring the steep cliffs, I made my way back to my homestay to rest up and watch an amazing sunset over the mountain peaks.
Good morning all, to another beautiful day here in the mountains. Today's plan is to try and head to Chitkal, the last village of India. It's the last village before the Tibetan border. There's probably going to be lots of snow, so we'll see if we can actually get up there. If not, there's another village called Sangla, a bit below it, which I know I could get to. So head into one of these villages today. Both will be very beautiful. They're kind of over this mountain range, so we kind of got to go through the valley and around. It's about 2.5 hours, 2-3 hours to get there.
I enjoyed one last delicious cup of masala chai. Then the hotel owner kindly handed me a few apples, wished me a safe journey, and I set off down to Rikong Piao. There I grabbed some snacks and some water for the road and waited at the station for my bus.
I'm told the road is quite adventurous. There's been some snow, so there'll be some snow on it, and it's going up through the mountains. We're climbing up to 3,400 meters in the bus, so it's going to be a pretty epic journey up the mountains, I think. So let's go.
The journey started smoothly, winding through a beautiful valley on well-paved roads. But soon we veered into another valley, climbing higher into the mountains on an increasingly rugged and adventurous route towards Chitkal. Eventually, we reached Sangla, where I was told the buses wouldn't go any further. That left me with a choice: either stay in Sangla and give up on my mission to visit Chitkal, or try to hitchhike the rest of the way.
Okay, so currently in the back truck, hitchhiking through the Himalayan mountains up to the last village of India. It's not the comfiest road, but it'll do. As long as it's getting me to where I want to go, then that's all we need. Most awesome experiences of my life. Hitchhiking up in the Himalayas to one of the last villages in India. Really high up, really remote. So fucking beautiful.
It was freezing in the back of the car, but after some of the other hitchhikers got off in Rakcham, the second to last village, I was promoted to the front seat. And as we climbed higher, the snow thickened. The final stretch was nothing short of an adventure. But at last, I arrived in India's last village, Chitkal.
Okay, so I finally arrived at Chitkal, and this is my hostel here. I've checked into Zosto, which is a popular brand here in India. Looks like I'm the only one here so far. It's 4 in the afternoon, and it's very difficult to get here, so I might have a private dorm. But yeah, pretty cheap, only 600 something rupees a night. So not too bad considering it's the last village in India, and considering how high up and remote it really is, it's actually pretty cool. So I'm gonna go get some food and then explore around the village.
I found the one restaurant open in the village and grabbed a plate of noodles. As I ate, the guy working there mentioned a short hike down to the river. So I finished my noodles and set off to explore, passing by the classic I Heart Chitkal sign along the way.
Okay, so I've come down to the river here alongside Chitkal, and it is just unbelievably scenic and beautiful. I mean, there's like 2 feet of snow here, and so everything's covered in snow. But you can see these massive mountains behind me, and there's a really strong cold wind blowing through. Really, really cold, but it feels so amazing to be here at India's last village. What a journey, but boy, we did it.
And after playing around in the snow and soaking in the feeling of finally reaching my goal, I made my way back to the village.
This village is extremely peaceful at night, partly because it's almost minus 10 degrees already in the evening. But another part of it is just up in the mountains, just a little local village. So all the locals have gone into their houses, and walking around the streets at night in the evening is just really peaceful. Surrounded by these beautiful views. So incredible to be here.
As the last rays of sunlight faded behind the peaks, I settled into my dorm bed, bracing for another freezing night in the mountains.
Good morning all from Chitkal, India's last village. I was talking to my hostel owner yesterday, and he said that there's an Indian flag at the top of one of the mountains nearby, and it's about a 2-hour hike up. So that's what the plan is for today. Try and hike up and see the Indian flag and see if we can get an awesome view over this city.
As I began trekking through the snow, I took my time admiring the old wooden houses, thinking about the resilience it takes to live in such a remote and distant place. Life here isn't easy, and yet the people endure, carving out an existence in one of the most breathtaking yet unforgiving corners of the Himalayas.
Pretty awesome, right? This hike up to this flag point is super tough, really hard in the snow, but just incredibly rewarding as well. The higher I get, just the peaks and the valley is looking even more beautiful than it was at the bottom. I mean, this valley, Chitkal Valley, is just so freaking beautiful, covered in snow. But it's just a tough climb at the moment, especially with all the snow. I've made it to the top with the beautiful Indian flag overlooking Chitko. And to be honest, the flag has seen much better days. It's pretty raggy, but I don't expect much else when it's -20 and windy. You know, this place must get blown like crazy. But what a beautiful view over Chitko, and an amazing feeling to be up here, you know. I mean, this peak is 3,800 meters high, almost 12,000 feet, deep in the Himalayas. I mean, this has been one of the most incredible journeys of my life, and I'm truly grateful for the Indian people who have helped me along the way, the people I've met and the places I've seen. And you know, this is just the true testament to how beautiful this country really is. So on that note, I'm going to end the video here. If you like this video, please subscribe, like the video, and join me on more adventures in the future. I really appreciate everyone who follows me and gives me the support and the courage to come to places like this and share them with you. You know, this is what I want to do full time, so please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next video.